real cases before a real judge.
Plaintiff Shantae Scott says the defendant is her cousin, and Shantae says she dates bad men and had a baby when she was 15 years old. Shantae rented a car for the defendant, but she failed to return it and then got arrested while driving it. Defendant Marilyn Todd says Shantae has a bad temper and she once tried to stab a family member during a fight. Marilyn claims after Shantae rented the car, she tried to attack Marilyn, so she's countersuing for emotional distress.
Start with you.
Well, she is a little cousin of mine, and I think she is a wild child. She needs an intervention because she is very irresponsible. She's a high school dropout, never tried to go back to school. She had her first kids at like 15 to 16 years old. She dates the thuggish type. Like she's dating a guy that is incarcerated right now.
That's a lie.
She can't keep a job. She's the type that jumps from house to house and things like that. And she only comes around when she needs help. When she borrows money or things like that, you have to find her to get what she owes back.
You sound like you're saying she has a destructive lifestyle. Or are you complimenting her?
No, I'm not complimenting.
All these things she's doing, are you saying that this contributes to a destructive lifestyle that she's living?
Yes.
Okay, now the reason I'm getting to that is because I think you're suing her because you put something in your name for her?
Yes.
A rental car?
Name. Yes.
And you knew all this? That's the point I'm getting to. Go ahead. She's a terrible person. She lives a high-risk lifestyle. But go ahead. What else you want me to know?
Like I said, she was the type, she dates the thuggish type. And that's who she was going to see when I rented this car for her. Going to see a guy that, that's locked up.
Oh, okay. All right.
No.
And let me hear from her some background before we get into the specifics of the rental car fees that she owes you.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Shantae is my cousin. She has a very high temper. She stabbed a family member in the face before with a fingernail filer.
She is lying.
She even tried to attack me.
She is lying.
She loans money out to elderly disabled.
Let her finish.
She loans money out to our disabled family members.
That's a nice thing. What's wrong with that?
With interest. She charged them way more than what they borrowed from her. With interest. I mean, she's just a cold-hearted person. She likes to fight. She don't know how to resolve conflict.
Did she rent a car for you?
She did rent a car for me.
Well, how many cold-hearted people
times.
rent cars for others?
I mean, she's just a feisty person. She have a high temper.
Okay, no, but I thought you said she was cold-hearted when you used the example of her charging the disabled relative interest. And then you said, and so she's a cold-hearted person. She doesn't help anybody.
She can get cold-hearted at sometimes.
All right.
She can get cold-hearted.
All right.
And she just don't know how to handle situations and just flare up all the time.
Okay, let me ask her about the specifics on the rental car, then we'll come back. What do you want to tell me? How does she owe you for a rental car and impound fees?
Because when she was driving on her way down there, I don't know, was it on the way there or on the way back that she got locked up? They said she was pulled over. And I had no idea that she had got locked up about that car till the rental car people called me and let me know that car has not been returned. But on her way, it was on the way there, she got pulled over and I guess they looked up all her warrants or something like that and like she didn't have a driver's license or something, and they locked her up. But I had no idea that she was locked up at all. The only reason I found out about this car because, the car rental place calling me, letting me know that car has not been returned.
Plaintiff Shantae Scott is suing her cousin, who claims Shantae once tried to stab a family member during a fight.
All right, so did she pay the balance off? The impound fees? Obviously not, because you're suing for that.
Yes, nothing. She didn't even get in contact with me or anything.
What expenses have you incurred?
She hasn't paid nothing.
All right. And you have anything indicating the amount?
Yes, I have it right here.
Let me have that. Ma'am, what do you want to tell me?
The money, when we rent the car, I have to pay a deposit fee. I have to pay her for renting the car for me, and I have to pay the cost of the car for renting the car. And I pay all that day. When I got arrested in the car, and when I did contact her, I wasn't locked up for nothing but probably 2 hours. When I got out and I contacted her, I let her know.
She's lying. She's lying.
I let her know.
Let her finish.
And I told her that the policemen only let me make one call, and that the car rental place was not going to rent the car to her or anyone else because they found a person not on the list driving the car.
You?
Found me driving the car, and I was not on the contract. So they would not release the car to anybody but Hertz rental car. So that, again,
So you being stopped and arrested had nothing to do with it?
Yeah, it has a lot to do with it.
Thank you.
It has
I thought
everything
so.
to do with
I
it.
thought so. You show me only $630,
The
ma'am.
rest is emotional distress.
Okay. How did you do her emotional distress?
This first happened, this girl did not call me not one time. She changed her phone number. Even her grandmother and mother has her phone number. They would not give it to her.
How long did it take you to find out, though?
When the court room people called, they called me like a week later, letting me know that car has not been returned.
So when did you suffer your emotional distress?
Like how she wouldn't give me my money. That's how I suffered my emotional
Okay,
distress.
so
And then,
collections.
they took my money.
All right, so collections is
Yes.
the emotional distress you suffered.
Then the last time
All
I
right,
seen
you ever
her,
had an overdue bill?
No.
You've never had an
No,
overdue?
I
Now
pay
you're
my bills
lying,
on
so I
time.
may not even give you anything. You're gonna stand up here and lie. You're gonna sit here and say you've never failed to pay over a day. 1 day late is overdue. 1 day late. You've never been 1 day late?
Yes, I've been one day. I'm
Thank
thinking
you. I
said
know
turned
you've
off
been
or something.
several days late. And your counterclaim for emotional distress, how does she owe you?
She harassed me. She
lying.
She tries to attack
Couldn't even
me.
find her.
Quiet, ma'am. When did she try to attack you?
September the 30th, 2011, at a cousin at a family function. She approached me. I was getting out the car. She walking up on me with her hand behind her back as if she wanted to stab me. Other
And
family
she had a
members,
history of stabbing, right?
She have history of stabbing. Yes, sir.
Okay.
She have history of stabbing. And the family member had to, other family members came in between, breaking us apart, and eventually she left. Her mother talked her down, quieted her down, and got her in the
Ma'am,
car.
what do you say to this?
My mother was not even there.
Yeah,
And
tell me
she
what
lied.
happened.
That's
No, I
a
don't know.
lie.
I don't need to know
Oh,
about your
that's
mother.
a lie.
You tell me what happened.
Lying. This was at my cousin's birthday party when she first pulled up. I just, asked her where is my money? She's
That's
like,
a lie.
you're gonna get your money when I get it. That's what she told me.
That's a lie.
So what'd you do?
And I'm like, you're gonna get my money. But I'm like, I'm leaving it alone.
That's a lie.
I'm leaving it alone. But I said, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm taking it to court.
That's
That's
a
what I
bald-faced
did.
lie.
So you
I did
just
not
walked
touch her
away.
not one time.
Did you
Bald-faced
reach behind your back?
No,
Whole
no,
time.
not at all.
All right.
Not
You
at
have a
all. I didn't
letter
touch
or a
her.
witness
And I have
statement that says she reached behind her back?
I have this letter from the car rental place of the fees.
They were there?
Oh, no, sir. You said, no.
We're talking about the
No, sir, but I do
emotional
have-
distress she caused you by her threatening motion. You thought she was going to stab you. Didn't you believe that?
I believe she was gonna stab me, but
Right.
at that time, no one here now, but a previous time before that, when she came looking for me at his house.
Plaintiff Shantae Scott is suing her cousin, who claims Shantae once tried to stab a family member during a fight.
What happened then?
She came, beating on the door. He answered the door, and he was wondering why are you knocking this hard? She had someone with her, as if she wanted to fight or jump me or something. She had her niece with her, so I comes out. She talking really loud, getting really upset and everything, and I was trying to calm her down, and we talked. I walked up to the car and she left. But she harassed me. She called family members saying what she's going to do to me. She's going to.
You have letters stating that?
I don't have letters stating
All right,
that.
and then the last incident you referred to in which he opened the door was that you came downstairs, but nothing happened.
I came downstairs. I came out and I was talking to her.
Right. How's that emotional distress?
I mean,
She talks loud?
She cursed me out. Yeah, she talked loud. She
Okay.
harassed me. She do it all. I mean,
Okay.
this face probably fooling you now, but yeah, she's a very.
All right. You haven't said anything that convinced me that she behaved in a way that was so outrageous and extreme to cause you emotional distress. I'll grant you your judgment, $630.18, which is the bill you submitted to me from Hertz. No emotional distress for either of you two ladies. Have a good day.
Lesson learned. I'm moving on with my life.
Well, that's something else I learned. I'm not helping nobody no more.